horror game. And what we're trying to do is give you and your friends the experience of living out a horror movie. We do this by dynamically generating the experience based on what you're doing. We look at your actions, how well you're aiming, how well you're playing together, use that to generate what happens in the world. The game supports 1 to 4 players. There are also options to play as the bosses in the game. Anyone who's familiar with Counter-Strike will be comfortable with the weapons and items. We also support split screen, as well as we have a new matchmaking system designed for co-op. With Left 4 Dead, what we've been trying to do is we've had this distinction between 2 types of games. We've had the character-driven narrative with the emotional punch of our single-player games like Half-Life, as well as the social replayability of our multiplayer games like Counter-Strike and TF2. With Left 4 Dead, we think we've been able to bring these 2 things together, and that it does represent a fairly significant step forward. So how do we do that? Well, most of the credit for that goes to the director. It's a big chunk of artificial intelligence that gives you a different play experience every time. It looks at very carefully at what you and your teammates are doing, and then uses that to drive decisions about difficulty level, about animations, about lighting cues, music cues, to give you a different experience every time. And writes a script for your characters to amplify those emotional cues, as well as to give you context and situational awareness. And just like a movie director, it uses a wide range of tools, lighting tools, visual effects tools, changes the audio environment, and so on. So that's something that's really important to understand, is that based on how you and your team are acting, you're going to get totally different outcomes in the game. So we're going to take a look at 2 groups going into an area we call the gas station. This first group has not been playing particularly well. They're low on health, they're low on ammo, they're shooting each other and doing other things that tells the director that they need a relatively easy encounter. So let's look at that encounter. Now the second group has been playing a lot better. They move together, they're not shooting each other, they're in a good situation with regards to health and ammo, and as a result, they're going to get a much more challenging encounter at the gas station, as well as a much more dramatic payoff. While we were developing Left 4 Dead, we shipped a game called TF2. And Team Fortress 2 taught us a lot about things like read hierarchy and other queuing tools that you need to have in a multiplayer environment. We also wanted to push harder on the horror direction. So one of the last things we're doing with the game before we ship it is we're redoing all of the survivor characters. And this will be the first time anyone's seen these new survivor designs. So with that bit of background, let's go ahead and take a look at Left 4 Dead. It'll be shipping November 4th for the PC and 360, and this is the game.